Alright, man. Here's your test. Good luck.
Back from another interview. Who do you have here with today?
Pennsylvania, good sir.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing today?
I'm excited to see what is gonna happen tonight. Very excited. Wait till.
Alright, that's good. That's great. So today we're here to talk about swing states and what effects do they have on the U.S. elections.
Yeah. So, no shade, but I'm pretty important to the election. I'm what's called a battleground state, and that means that a lot of my voters and a lot of voter turnouts within presidencies, my citizens don't really prefer a political party, so a lot of the races are really close to where we are.
How close are we exactly talking?
Yeah, so in 2016, we actually voted for Donald Trump. We voted the Republican, and I think it was only a voter difference of 0.7%. While in the last election with Joe Biden and Trump, we voted for Joe Biden, and that was only a difference of like 1%. So the races are pretty close.
Okay. Well, are there any issues or conflicts going on in your state?
Yeah.
Would you like to address?
Yeah. So from what I looked at with my citizens, there's like 3 big issues, and those are abortion, Social Security, and crime.
Alright. Let me know some.
So let's talk about crime first. As of we've been trying to get crime rates down since 2013, and we've been doing a really good job at it. Like a majority of the crimes have gone down significantly, but ever since the pandemic, there have been an increase of theft crimes, robbery crimes, and the amount of murders, which is not good, and we're trying to prevent that during this presidency. So we're just waiting to see what the other candidates say too.
Okay. Alright. But seriously, what about the issues regarding abortion?
Yeah. So here's the situation. In Pennsylvania, abortion is legal up to the 23rd week of pregnancy, and the mothers need parental consent for them to actually go through with the procedure. The only exceptions they make are judicial bypasses, which basically allow the court to give them permission and to save the life of the mother.
What about your city?
So yeah, according to a Spotlight PA article, nearly 50% of the people who responded, no matter their political affiliation, they put abortion as one of the top priorities that they wanted covered in this election. And another thing worth noting is that out of those who didn't register, 49% of them voted abortion as well. So there's a lot of undecided voters or unregistered voters that would place abortion at a high priority.
That's crazy. I'm also interested about your Social Security, if you don't mind.
Of course. So, matter of fact, 40% of our population is actually at or over the age of 50, and out of those people, 60% of them are already registered to vote. So, we think that this topic affects Black voters the most. There have been like a plethora of surveys and polls that have tried to get people's opinion on it, and a lot of the respondents were actually Black. So, an AARP article found that 92% of Black voters actually placed Social Security as a number one priority. And someone who's really vocal about this, her name is Patricia Ford. She says that she's been working since the age of 16 and is now 72. She mentioned that one of the candidates actually said that they would consider making entitlement cuts to programs like Social Security programs inside the U.S.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I did not expect there to be an issue. Now, hold on. Do you know who might have said, or who would make the budget?
Actually, yeah. So, I think it was Donald Trump that actually said that. he suggested the idea of making entitlement costs or something like that. I don't even know what that means.
Oh wow, I didn't know that came from him. Saying all that in front of the huzz was crazy. While we're on topic, you mentioned the problems you're experiencing and what are the candidates' proposals to fix them.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know.
Well, that's okay. We invited both candidates to briefly explain their solutions to the problems they mentioned. So let's welcome the candidate Trump. Come on. Good day, candidates. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to be here. Same here. I'm really happy to be here before you guys today.
So today, we got a couple of questions for y'all to better understand politics. First of all, what are you guys' plans for fixing the problems in Pennsylvania?
Okay, thank you for the question. First off, I am planning to keep the right to an abortion across all of America, which is including Pennsylvania. The way I see the problem of crime in the US, majority of the time it is a justice system that keeps crime circular. So, I am planning to reform the way the justice system works, such as a moratorium on the death penalty and marijuana and bail reform. I am also planning to strengthen the Social Security program by increasing taxes on wealthy people with incomes over $400,000 annually, and using that money as funding for Social Security. For you lovely Pennsylvanian citizens, your crime will be a top priority for me, as I'd like to provide record-breaking funding to train police officers and make crimes against these heroes further punishable by law. For Social Security, the video you saw of me claiming that we should do funding cuts is taken out of context. I, in fact, do not support any of these claims, and I instead plan to reduce the cost of prescription drugs and health insurance for all Americans. For abortion, I think that the Roe v. Wade decision was a great victory. However, I do think that each state should address abortion however their citizens want.
Stan, what does funding in Pennsylvania look like on each of your ends?
Thank you. Our funding has been great. The Democratic Party has spent 25% more on advertising than the Republican side. A rough estimate of how much is spent, based off our numbers, we've spent about $295 million in advertising within Pennsylvania. We've also spent over $200 million in advertising in Pennsylvania. We've also done that. You know, Kamala and her Democrats. Excuse me, I am talking. I am talking now. Kamala and her Democrats can spend as much money as they desire on advertising or whatever they want. You know what? I could spend half of the money that she has and still have twice the effect. Because at the end of everything, the voters know I am the correct person.
Oh wow, crazy statement there. Well, anyway, I think there's all we have time for. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well now, let's all we have some insightful knowledge from our candidates. We have one last question. Pennsylvania, what do you think about our candidates?
Everyone has great policies. However, I noticed that Mr. Trump has some policies that aren't really clear or are missing a purpose, such as abortion, and the lack of money he's putting into his campaign makes me feel like he doesn't care, or at least he's not putting in his best effort to convince me and our citizens as a state. When Joe Biden left the race, around 95% of Trump's advertisements were him attacking Kamala Harris, and I don't think our citizens really want that type of advertising. So this leaves a lot of undecided voters confused or stressed when looking at these advertisements. On the other hand, Kamala and the Democratic Party have been more direct and more effective in terms of their spending. We saw that they basically have double of what Donald Trump has, which is most likely going to leave an impression on the voters that she's actually willing to spend all this money and wants to put in this much effort compared to Mr. Trump.
Okay, I think we have a better idea how everything works now. Thank you for so much for coming on to the show and providing us with your knowledge thoughts.
Alright, bro, stop waiting. Nah, for real? Alright, sir, time's up.